Today, Epic Games bought Bandcamp, and unbelievably, I'm qualified to give a hot take. This is Checkpoint.
Welcome to Checkpoint, where, oh my god, I'm back again.
Yeah, how was your vacation?
I got a question for you. Better answer now.
But I ask you.
Am I original?
Oh, I see what
Yeah.
Am I the only one?
Yeah.
We can start the show anytime, Paul.
Am I sexual?
Paul, now.
Nintendo has remembered that they have a customer loyalty program called My Nintendo, and they've recently updated it with some new rewards. And might I add, thank God for that, because you're going to love what they've come up with. You see, if you're like me, and test results are within the margin of error, you're a gamer. And as gamers, there's only one thing we love more than free 2-day shipping and slurs. It's missions. That's right, Nintendo has added missions to the Nintendo Switch. Well, to Nintendo Switch Online, to be precise. And they've tied rewards to these missions, resulting in a new section in the NSO app called Missions and Rewards. You'll be able to perform missions by playing games, which earn you platinum points to put towards rewards. So does that mean I can earn points for every time I crash my Seamoth into a bone shark in Subnautica? Not exactly. You see, the missions are tied to games and features of Nintendo Switch Online. For example, the first mission I saw on the list was Play NES. Oh, cool. So maybe a little Kid Icarus? No. The featured title for Play NES is Super Mario Bros., and to complete it, I have to play the featured NES Nintendo Switch Online title. So I booted up the virtual NES, opened Super Mario Bros., listened to the first 7 notes, then home-screened back to the NSO app and discovered I'd fulfilled the mission. In fact, that was the 4th mission I'd fulfilled that day. As I had no idea this feature was available that morning when I turned on my Switch, I was too distracted with building a Cyclops submarine in Subnautica. The missions appear to be like other My Nintendo missions. Play a game that backs up your save data in NSO, or use the NSO app itself once per week. You earn 30 platinum points for the labor, and so here's where the excitement comes in. New rewards! And we're not talking the first chapter of a strategy guide, or 20% off of a game you already bought 6 months ago. Oh no, we are getting, get this, icons, and frames, and backgrounds. I know, right? You're all shitting your pants with excitement right now, and I get it, but you gotta listen. Now, we can change our user icon to look like a frog wearing Mario's hat and mustache. Or to an Animal Crossing villager like Coco, or Molly, or Meringue. Or we can buy a new frame to go around any of those icons, like orange with red ring, or brown with green ring, or green with butterfly at the bottom. And the best part, these digital items that are infinitely reproducible and cost nothing to manufacture are time limited, because the only thing gamers love more than missions is FOMO. So you've only got 30-odd days to cash in your points on an angry hippo or a sexy deer to grace the user icon that'll flash for 5 seconds on your friend's Switch as they see you powering on to play more Subnautica. All in all, an amazing improvement to the My Nintendo service, because at least these only look like NFTs.
Epic Games just bought the independent digital record store Bandcamp, and in a rare moment for the internet, nobody reacted with any blistering hot takes because they were all too confused. After the initial shock subsided, however, it was followed by apprehension, and the overwhelming sentiment has sort of settled somewhere between, is this fucked? Am I fucked? And fuck, shit, fuck, piss, fuck! So what is going on? Why would Bandcamp, a place where bands with names like Horse Lords can sell limited edition cassette copies of improvisational drone albums, agree to sell itself to the people who make Fortnite? What can these companies possibly have in common? Well, as it turns out, more than you might think. Let's start at the beginning with Bandcamp. For those of you who are not deeply entrenched in the independent music scene, the service is probably best known online for Bandcamp Fridays. Those are days where the company doesn't take their customary 15% revenue split and instead directs all profits to the artists. Originally launched in 2008, Bandcamp is somewhat of a rarity amongst VC-backed companies in that it has been profitable since 2012. But how profitable? According to data scientist Andrew Thompson, in 2020, Bandcamp generated approximately $177 million in sales, which translates to about $21 million in revenue, which is awesome. But it's not like in the echelon of profit where people might expect a high-value acquisition by a big tech company like Epic Games. And just how big is Epic? Well, it's huge. Fortnite made them $9 billion in profit in 2018 and 2019 alone. And while Fortnite already has close ties to the music industry, remember the game has radio stations that play licensed music, and it's hosted virtual concerts by big-name stars like Travis Scott, Ariana Grande, and Marshmello, realistically, their interests align somewhere else. Because what Epic has been in the news for most recently is its very public legal fight with Apple over platform fees and revenue sharing in the iOS App Store. And this is the key. You see, if you buy music on Bandcamp, you know their tech is adequate. The website itself is functional, but it's not great. For example, did you know that you need to install a third-party plugin to change the volume? And the Bandcamp app is similarly problematic. You can't buy music from it because, you guessed it, that would give Apple a 30% cut of the purchase price. In Bandcamp's press release, they describe Epic as champions of a fair and open internet, so it's not hard to connect the dots here. And the announcement also says that Bandcamp will be working with Epic to push development forward on things like album pages, mobile apps, merch tools, and payment systems. And based on my experience as a Bandcamp user, that all sounds very good. But what do musicians think? I asked the UK folk group, The Longest Johns, about what improvements they'd want to see come out of this acquisition. They told me, first of all, they'd like to see sales on Bandcamp count towards the official Billboard charts, and for Bandcamp to make improvements to their app. They also hope that if Bandcamp does decide to challenge Spotify's streaming hegemony, they don't abandon their core ethics and instead pursue it in a way that will also allow musicians to get paid for their work. And these are huge changes, but if they happen, they'll not only be excellent for musicians, they'll be excellent for Bandcamp. And it's easy to make big changes when you have hundreds of millions of dollars behind you. But the reason that Epic has hundreds of millions of dollars is because of their games as a service business model. Remember, Tencent is a 40% owner in Epic because of that business model. And what happens when they bring that business model to Bandcamp? Are sales going to give way to streams? Will independent artists end up filling up those Fortnite airwaves through right of first refusal licensing? God forbid, is Epic going to decide to mint all those improvisational drone albums into NFTs? The best case scenario here is that just Bandcamp gets money and is left alone because Epic just wants to use them as a cudgel against Apple's mandatory 30% revenue share. After all, it's a lot easier for a judge to feel the harm inflicted on a bunch of independent musicians just trying to earn a fair wage than a multinational corporation that's making billions of profits every year.
If you've ever dreamed of having your own herd of cats or your own cafe, but figured you'd never be able to handle the strain of both at the same time, there's a new video game that lets you simulate the experience first. Cat Cafe Manager is coming to the Switch and PC in April, and clearly whoever designed the game has never taken the term herding cats to heart. After all, this seems like a pretty chill resource management game, a la Diner Dash or Hotel Dash or Mortuary Dash, etc., etc. But at least it capitalizes on the biggest parts of running a cat cafe, making parfaits and cleaning piss. Cleaning pee is even marked as a skill, which I assume at level 1 you start by just wiping the pee around with your shirt or another cat or something, and eventually by level 38 you've got a hazmat suit, enzyme cleaners, and a much more absorbent shirt, or breed of cat. Your job is to run the cafe while also welcoming stray cats into the building, so I guess it's less a cat cafe and more a potential liability issue that the city business licensing department cannot find out about, savvy? Another plus is you get to upgrade your cats, and while I've played a lot of Shadowrun, I've never been given the option of installing cyberware in my pet cat. But man, could you imagine tricking out Pussy with Shiawase bone lacing, tailored pheromones, and an auto-injector filled with hyper? Probably wouldn't be that noticeable.
And now some quick points.
Oh shit, not it!
According to an Axios interview with Valve game designer Greg Coomer, the company has multiple games in development right now. And according to an interview I had with my boss, I also have multiple RPG campaigns in development right now. Both statements were greeted with a, "That's nice for you."
Activision Blizzard are getting sued again. This time it's because a shareholder believes the terms of the Microsoft acquisition is too focused on ensuring Activision Blizzard's executives will receive golden parachutes after, in the event that they are fired. When asked for comment, Activision presumably said, "We disagree with the allegations made in this complaint and look forward to presenting our arguments to the court after we deal with all the other lawsuits."
Intellivision closed the fundraising for the Amico console 2 months ahead of schedule after raising $58,001, aka 1% of the $5 million they were aiming for. It is now speculated they'll use those funds to file for bankruptcy, which is going to suck for the 54 people who gave them money. But also to those 54 people, could I have $58,000 for something that's never going to materialize? I have multiple RPG campaigns in development.
New Pokemon dropped this week. This one looks like Donald Duck. People are afraid this one is going to turn into some sort of huge green sex man, and my friend Ben likes this one. Thousands of people have already threatened that they are willing to kill and or die for them, so discourse is as stable and healthy as ever.
Name my firstborn unicorn hardcore soft porn, because finally, 23 long years after its release, there's a video game based on the smash hit Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Californication. Developed by Miguel Camps and inspired by the song's original music video, Californication has 7 levels and is free on itch.io.
Was there supposed to be a punchline there?
Whoa, Beej, Californication's no joke. You go to Disneyland one time and bam! You're booking a console with a plastic surgeon because your pincers are getting wrinkled.
Are you thinking of carcinization?
No, Beej, the lyrics are dream of Californication.
No, I meant... Never mind.
Ugh, they sing it like 12 times. I'm actually not sure how you could mess that up.
Coming up, in a recent interview, Robert Pattinson described the love triangle in Final Fantasy VII as involving Aerith, the cute girl who knows how to heal everyone, and Tifa, the one in the black skirt. For you see, Midgar is a land of contrasts. Hey, done.
Hey. Yay!
Good for us. And might I and? Might I and?
So the Californication thing, are you familiar with it? The music video?
No.
The music video looks like looks like GTA 3 because it came out 23 years ago.
Oh, so it actually is like a video game.
It's like a video. It was inspired by video games, so somebody's actually made the video game version of it. But I just find the whole concept extremely amusing.
I was completely like lost with the I'm like, oh, somebody made a thing based on this, and I'm like, well, that's like the Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity like.
Is there a sliding block puzzle game based on that song?
There's a whole. They played it on a watch and play, and it's like Virtual Insanity's playing, but you're basically just moving like a Jamiroquai looking dude around on the screen trying to avoid things that are like sliding through. You're just it's kind of dumb. It's just but it's like Skeel, right? It's like we're just gonna go skiing while Kiss My Rose plays, like that kind of. I thought that was the effort thing that was going on here.
Yeah.
Now you've informed me. No, there was some real effort put into.
Yeah, 7 levels,
That's
each with
awesome.
their own mechanics.
Good for them.
Like it actually seems like it's a fine game.
I have nothing more to add to it.
No,
But no, that's
why I
cool.
didn't put a punchline at the end. Right? It's like I don't want to make fun. I don't want to make fun of the game.
It's more just that it's a weird thing that exists.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Yeah, me too. It's a little net positive for the universe.